This is day 20 of mock interviewing with ChatGPT. Let's spin her up. Um, Morning, ChatGPT.
Good morning, Nock. How's it going today?
Everything's good so far, and I want to practice mock interview with you, like a at senior data engineer role at Globant, as I just sent the job description to you. Can we do that?
Absolutely. Let's do a mock interview for a senior data engineer role at Globant. We'll go through some questions and I'll give you feedback after each one. Are you ready to start, or is there any specific area you'd like to focus on first?
I am ready.
Great, let's kick things off. First question. Can you walk me through a recent project where you built or optimized a data pipeline? Focus on the challenges you faced, the technologies you used, and the impact of your work.
Okay, so I am currently working on Lay's project. The project goal is to allocate lead to the sale so that they can call customer on the on 10 products at Techcombank and get revenue on that. And the the challenge with that was the so before we have that project, normally the sale monthly the sale manager, the branch manager receive a file, and he have to manually distribute those files based on his experience, and it's not effective. And and second, we have a parallel flow where customer interact um, with the with the application, and then the customer drop off and doesn't come back, and we didn't have the flow to convey those leads into the sales, so that we lost the customer. We lost the customer, and the impact the of our project of my project was to double the conversion rate of the double the conversion rate of the head office lead, and additionally added save um, 3% conversion rate of online to offline flow. And and the challenge with the pipeline, it was like like you said yourself, the optimization. We want the we want the we want the lead the warm lead to be processed as soon as possible. So I optimize one pre-compute table that pre-aggregate 20 tables instead of, and do some Spark optimization techniques on that, instead of having a job joining 20 tables and 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 run for a long time. So that a brief introduce about my current projects.
Great job, Nock. You provided a clear overview of your project and its impact. Here's some feedback. You structured your answer well, mentioning the problem, solution, and result. To improve, try breaking your response into smaller parts and pausing between them. This will help you speak more slowly and give a chance for your listener to absorb each part. Overall, I'd rate this a solid 7 out of 10. Ready for the next question?
I'm ready.
All right. Next question. Can you describe a time when you had to optimize a data pipeline for performance? What steps did you take, and what was the outcome?
Okay, so there was a job that is our core job, running for 2 hours, which join 20 dimensional tables, and And I realized that the fact table can often come later than the dimensional tables, so they can be run in parallelism. So what I did first, I have a pre-compute job. I built a pre-compute job which integrate, which pre-aggregate um, 20-dimensional table first. Second, I apply some Spark optimization technique, like I I increase the number of worker, I catch data, I broadcast joy, and and finally
You're
I and finally the is the result. The job reduced the time from 2 hours to 20 minutes. So that how we optimize on data flow, data pipeline.
Nice job. You clearly described the optimization steps and their impact. To refine your response, try to use simpler language and avoid repetition. The specifics like pre-computing tables and applying Spark optimization were great. Remember to pause briefly between points for emphasis. Overall, I'd give this an 8 out of 10. Ready for another question?
Yes.
Awesome. Next question. Can you tell me about a time you had to handle a challenging data quality issue? What steps did you take to resolve it, and what was the result?
So I'm gonna tell you about the lace too. Um, and as we building the
No rush.
as we enabled the flow, the product flows, we also manage those. And I personally did monitoring dashboard so that I can track the response of CIM to know uh, where things get broken. And basically we don't directly look into the data quality issue itself, but we look at the response, and then we track down where the problem was, so that we can resolve on the root cause of the data pipeline flow. And yeah, so I believe and about the data quality, we have a lot of testing phrase, um, and I also enable the monitoring phrase, like I said, to make sure the data is high quality.
Nice job, Nock. You covered how you identified and addressed data quality issues using monitoring and testing phases. To refine your answer, focus on a specific example and the exact steps you took. This will make your response more concrete and impactful. Overall, I'd give this a 7 out of 10. Let's do another question if you're ready.
I am ready for the last question.
All right, final question. Can you share an experience where you had to collaborate with data scientists or other stakeholders on a project? How did you ensure smooth communication and alignment?
Okay, so in the latest project, we we
Take your
use an
time.
AI model by the data scientist. So we have to make sure the data model is integratable with our system. And as at designing phase, we agree on uh, the AI model will generate a table monthly which have the cost ID, the product, and the score that customer is likely to use the product. And at our data engineering side, we we join with that table and to get those information, and we have a lot of conversation on how the table is suitable for our lay system. So yeah, that's how we communicate with the data scientists.
Great job. You explained how you collaborated with data scientists and ensured alignment. To improve, highlight a specific challenge you faced and how you overcame it. Also, mentioning the impact of smooth communication on the project's success can add depth. Overall, I'd give this a 7 out of 10. How are you feeling about the interview practice?
I feel a lot better, and and I feel like there are more room for me to practice now, because I am not fluent at English, I'm not clear in my thoughts, and there's a lot to do right now.
I get that. So just keep at it. You've got this.
Thank you very much. I guess it's a goodbye.
You're welcome. If you ever want to practice again, just let me know. Have a great day.
Have a great day, ChatGPT. Goodbye.